So by now, I think anybody with half a brain understands there's absolutely no doubt about Donald Trump's involvement with the activities of Jeffrey Epstein's plane island mansion on the Upper East Side of Manhattan, all of it. Um, so the Democrats of the House Oversight Committee were able to extract from the Epstein estate certain items, including the infamous birthday book. And remember how J.D. Vance said a couple months ago when this first came out that Trump had written this very lewd and suggestive letter that seemed to suggest activity with young girls. When you read into it, it was cryptic but not that clever. And J.D. Vance said it can't be true or show the letter. Well, guess what? The letter is in the hands of the Democrats of the House Oversight Committee, and they did release it, and the Wall Street Journal published it. And now the Trump is threatening to sue them, saying it's fake. It's a fake letter. That's not my signature. It's his signature. They're saying that no, he never signs things, Donald. Well, yes, he does, and so people put all of that forward. It's his signature. He wrote the letter, and the picture on the outline that he drew with his black Sharpie seemed to be the naked body of a very young girl, a teen. And he wrote voiceover. There must be more to life than having everything. Donald, yes, there is, but I won't tell you what it is. Jeffrey, nor will I, since I also know what it is. Donald, we have certain things in common, Jeffrey. Jeffrey, yes, we do. Come to think of it. Donald, enigmas never age. Have you noticed that? Jeffrey, as a matter of fact, it was clear to me the first time I saw you. Donald, a pal is a wonderful thing. Happy birthday. And may every day be another wonderful secret. Then typed Donald J. Trump, and then Donald over the crotch of the drawing of the teen. This is in addition to another one, similar outline of a woman's body. So clearly, the two were specifically drawn differently. One to be a grown woman, the other one, this one, which is a very cryptic narrative with the voiceover, clearly a teen. This is where we are. So we also see a picture of him with a pill in his mouth that he was taking at the U.S. Open. They're trying so hard to normalize him. The best thing MAGA can do is sit still for a minute, understand where this is going, and really what they need to understand. And this might seem like it's a subtle thing, but this is the crux of everything. MAGA has to understand that Donald Trump is not like them. He's not like anybody they know. He's really out there. His activities, his entire life are out there. There is nothing about him that you can relate to. I do, however, think that many MAGA men like that Trump seems to be giving them permission to be with young teen girls. They like this. It's like their secret fantasy, and he's making it okay. That is sick and sad, but I think that Trump actually understands the mentality of these men, and that's what he's hoping to win them over. So it's no longer shocking. We also see from that birthday book, and there was a name blacked out. They talked about it was a fake check. Donald Trump was not in the picture, but it was a fake. It was with Epstein, and it was a fake big one of those big checks, like when somebody wins the lottery or something, they have the big cardboard check. This one was ostensibly from Donald Trump for $22,500, and it was the cost of the depreciation of a woman, like her monetary value, and the name of the woman was blacked out. Now there's been some speculation. It was that Epstein sold this woman to Trump at this depreciated amount, and this was some joke in the book. This is from the Epstein estate. They handed this over. Okay, so Donald Trump is all over the place with the Epstein files, with this stuff coming from the estate. almost more so than anybody else. You don't need to read between the lines what that means, and neither does MAGA. So there's kind of a drip, drip, drip here. But there was some woman who I guess used to be worth more, and Jeffrey Epstein, sold her to Donald Trump for the depreciated price. Maybe she aged out. Was she 17 by now? At $22,500. So that was another thing in there. Apparently, Bill Clinton wrote a note in the birthday book, something about women. Wasn't great, but it certainly wasn't anywhere near the Trump stuff. What's interesting is Fox News focused on that and didn't even mention the Trump letters. Didn't even mention the Trump letters. Fox News is dangerous, guys. Very, very dangerous. I spent many years on all three of the cable nets, and I'm telling you, they are the worst. They are dangerous. They are not news. I spent a lot of time in the studios in both DC and then in New York when I moved to New York. That's a few extra. Those are different videos. But I logged in a few thousand segments over the years. Anyway, I can tell you that the people who couldn't stand it anymore left. I think Neil Cavuto left because he saw this sort of thing coming up and he was just done finally. And he put up with a lot over the years. But it's this sort of thing where they go this far where they won't even mention that the president of the United States did these things. So I don't know. I think it's still going to be a drip, drip, drip. Part of it will come from Putin. But there's more in there. We had the press conference with the women. They're now women, but when they were girls, they were victims. They said they were victims. And there was even at least one who was a new name who hadn't come forward yet. So what happens in a case like this is you get to a critical mass point, and then what happens when it's not happening fast enough? If it feels like it's not happening and toppling over, all of a sudden, a lot of the people who stayed hidden, who didn't have the courage or the will, just didn't want to get involved, but they will start coming forward. That's what I think can happen here. I don't know if it'll make a difference with MAGA unless they feel lied to. So there will be many who, unless they actually see video, and even then they're going to claim that it was that it's AI. They're going to claim that it was AI. There will be some people who, no matter what, they won't believe it. They will be in denial. Actually, what I think is they do believe it. They just don't care. So they claim it's fake. But when you've lost Nancy Mace and you've lost Marjorie Taylor Greene, that tells you something. These are pretty hardcore MAGA. And when Trump has lost them on the Epstein issue, that tells me anyway that some of the hardcore MAGA can be affected. I thought there were people in the margins who maybe weren't completely in the cult. There was still some shred of dignity or sanity left. And now I'm thinking maybe the cult itself can be turned, at least enough of it, because this ain't right. And when you get to the point where you're talking about the depreciation of women, so what Trump will say is, well, I wasn't in that picture. Somebody just put my name on that fake check. Yes, it was a fake check. We know that. But why him? Out of all of the wealthy people in the country or the world, or just the wealthy men that Jeffrey Epstein knew, Donald Trump is all over the place. And that's why, as I said before, I think it's more than just him being a client. The Mar-a-Lago stuff and this whole selling of the women, and the girl from the Mar-a-Lago spa who was stolen. Why would Trump even know about a teenage girl who worked as a masseuse in the Mar-a-Lago spa? Why would he even know about the employment of that? Would he just, all the employees at Mar-a-Lago? No. Why would you particularly even know that there's somebody that lowly on staff? But it was enough for Trump to remember it and mention it and use that as one of his excuses for parting ways with Epstein. He also said there was that real estate deal, but there's like 7 years in between some of this stuff. So it can't all be right. Trump cannot get his story straight. Trump cannot get his story straight. And it may not matter because there may be enough of his base that doesn't care. There's enough people who will lie for him. and protect him. We had Speaker Johnson lie for him, say, oh, he was an FBI informant, and then he backs away from that. I mean, you can't, it all can't be true. All of these, they keep contradicting themselves, but you know who I blame for that? For getting away with it? The media, not just Fox News. I'm talking about real media, or what we used to consider real media. They should be pounding on this. This should be driving the news every single day. Trump should be asked about this every time he's within earshot of anybody in the media, even though he'll maybe do the Reagan thing and pretend, I can't hear you over the helicopter, whatever you want to do. This should be the only thing that they talk about, that they ask about. But they won't. And as I've said before, Hakeem Jeffries and Chuck Schumer obviously are not willing to facilitate daily briefings with a high-profile person of gravitas like a Pete Buttigieg, who's somebody who would be conduct briefings that were on par with the White House press briefing. Because if they did, every single day now, they should be bringing this up and demanding answers. Because you know what? If the press isn't going to ask the questions and keep after Trump and do actual reporting, if the press is only going to do a he said, she said, let's at least give him a he said. We're not even doing that. We are not even doing that. So for those people who are, many in the press are afraid. They think that Trump is so powerful, and many Democrats feel the same way. They're afraid of him. He's not powerful, or he's not smart. I mean, he's powerful. He's a president. But he's not that good at this. But he's winning the news cycle because you guys are just that bad at it. I can't even say you're bad at it. You're not even doing it. So I can't tell if you'd be good at it or bad at it if you did it. You're just not doing it. You're giving him a free pass. We've been doing this for 10 long years. Enough. Enough. The drawings are powerful, which is why Fox News is not showing them to MAGA. The drawings that Trump did of the naked teen girl and the naked women and the stuff that he wrote is pretty damning. It's pretty damning. And it would impact MAGA. And that's why Fox News won't show it.